blasphemy laws are on the rise around the world. The rise in blasphemy laws worldwide is sounding alarms, with the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, or USCIRF for short, reporting a disturbing growth in countries enacting such laws. From 84 countries in 2020, the number has surged to 95 in 2023. Notably, countries like Bahamas, Barbados, Colombia, El Salvador, Guatemala, Cambodia, Kiribati, Solomon Islands, Tuvalu, Monaco, Portugal, and Uganda have been newly added to this roster between 2020 and 2023. Alarmingly, the list isn't just restricted to theocratic states, but spans several democracies and allies of the US. The penalties under these laws can range from fines to the most severe, death. And while they're touted as protectors of religious sentiments, the Special Rapporteur on religious freedom or belief highlights that, quote, the right to freedom of religion or belief does not include the right to have a religion or belief that is free from criticism or ridicule. Yeah, it's basically saying, ooh, nerd time. Yeah. Okay. So yes, I'm very nerdy, and so is Dee. And our lovely editor Dee, she sent me this report that came out from USRIF, and she highlighted the fact that apparently the number of blasphemy laws that are on the books around the world has grown from 84 to 95 as of between 2020 and 2023. Now, this is concerning, obviously, but one thing that I do want to highlight is based on the report, it is not entirely clear to me if these are laws that are newly enacted, or they just identified these laws as being on the books within the past 3 years, if that makes sense. It might have been like, oh, there was a review of certain penal codes of different countries, and we now realize that this fits within these categories, so
What
forth.
doesn't the report identify which one of these two scenarios we're looking at?
Not really.
Is it?
No,
Oh, so
no.
it doesn't explain the reason why we're seeing a rise?
In this report, no. In 2020,
I would want to know.
they did a very extensive special report on blasphemy laws around the world that took years to produce, and I know because I spoke privately to the author of that report. Um, and I know that they want to do a follow up to that report. But it took a considerable amount of effort to make that report, and partially because they were mostly restricted to the information available to them in English. Um, and so obviously that's quite a limiting factor. And part of the reason what gives me the hesitance to say, oh, I don't know how many of these are actually newly enacted versus newly identified is like the case of Portugal. Like I started to look into the situation of Portugal, which is one of the countries that was newly on the list. And based on the cursory examination that I was doing, it didn't seem like the article of the penal code in Portugal just suddenly went on the books in the past 3 years. I think it was perhaps newly identified. Um, but this is concerning, right? Because then this is what, like a third of the world's countries have blasphemy laws on the books, roughly.
Holy crap! Okay, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. All right. Well, thank you for making sure. I do want to see the cause, though. Somebody out there, please do a research. I want to see if it's an actual trend, and if it is, I know these are difficult to figure out, but it's important to figure out what the cause is. Why would
Yeah.
you
So
see an
part of the
upward trend?
report said USRIF's ongoing monitoring of religious freedom conditions abroad revealed several additional countries with blasphemy laws. So that makes
Okay.
it seem like they were newly identified. But I do want to do more digging into this because I'm sure that there are countries that actually did just more recently put them on the books. And as a reminder, I would like to remind everyone that in Brunei Darussalam, Iran, Mauritania, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia, you can be put to death for blasphemy.
But they just recently were in
Yeah.
Iran. Just recently,
Yep.
2 people were hanged to death for that. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Anyways, well, that's depressing. Oh yeah, thank you. All right, let's move on. You depressed me. Thank you very much. Okay, on a lighter
Oh,
note,
damn. I'm sorry.
people were people okay. With on a lighter note, people were when we were talking about exercising and stuff. People were like using the arming guru emoji when you were talking about that, guys.
Good,
If you
good, good, good,
remember,
good.
I know you can't see it highlighted here, but if you use it, if you remember, use the Armin Guru emoji. And Ved was Armin should start a gym and diet channel. And there was at least one customer. Kenny was saying, "Not going to lie, I would subscribe." And then we got a second one. Ved was like, "Me too." Okay, so see, there's at least 2 people who would watch me just
You were thinking
ramble about
about
that.
doing that for a second.
Yeah, for a second. Um. Okay, let's move on.
Oh,
Is it?
Abidjan was saying,
Oh,
this is the perfect time to give my obligatory weekly compliment to Atheist Republic. Y'all are wonderful people and I love you. Oh, thank you. Guys, that's actually
oh,
a good reminder to make sure to like this stream because I said some big words and we're talking about controversial things and YouTube doesn't like that. So please support the channel by liking the stream, liking the videos, liking the clips, leave a comment. That helps a lot. Help us feed the algorithm. Okay. We might be atheists, but we prostrate at the worship at the altar of the YouTube gods. And to satisfy and please the YouTube gods, we must feed the holy and mysterious spirit known as the algorithm. Um, so please help out the channel. And you don't have to do anything else to support. It doesn't have to be monetary, but that helps a lot. Oh,
oh, wait.
we got a
Yeah,
super
go on.
chat from Lad Who Was Mad saying Jugar ex Muslim from Jammu and Kashmir here. Oh, hi. Saying following since 20. I'm assuming since 2020 or
Mm,
since you were 20.
uh.
Anyways, thank you.
I love how not that many Americans know what J and K means. So I love how you just like casually just know these things.
Of
Amazing.
course.
Okay.
And Music Lover just became a member. Thank you, Music Lover.
Oh, wait, let me see what
Welcome to
member.
Satan's Minions.
Satan's minion. Thank you.
Gujar, not
Okay.
Jugar. Gujar.
Oh,
Am I
we got
saying it
another
right?
super chat.
I don't even know Gujarat. Am I saying it right now?
J-
Gujarat. Everyone
J-
knows that I can never pronounce that right, and it's just become a facet of my personality, and no one can stop me.
We got another super chat from GJ. Thank you so much, GJ,
Oh
for
my
your
god,
generous
22
super chat.
euros. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So GJ saying talking your health seriously. Talk on talking your health seriously. Dutch history might have gone quite different if controversial rising star politician Pim Fortune had not refused the armed bodyguards offered to him and got shot dead in 2001 or and 2002. Okay, so yeah.
Pim Fortune was
Okay,
a badass.
I
I mean,
don't know
I don't
about
know
that.
everything about his policies, but from what I know, he was a badass. He was a gay man that was framed as being far right and conservative because he was
Right.
had growing concerns about the rise of Islamism and intolerance in the Netherlands because of immigration. People are like, "Oh my
Talk
god,
on
he's
tick.
just like
Oh, I
fascist, blah
read
blah
that
blah." And it's
wrong.
like, no, he's a gay man who's just concerned that there are people coming to his country that want to take away his rights and kill him.
Oh, okay. I read that done. I
And he
read
was
that wrong.
assassinated for it.
Yeah, hold on. Talk on taking your health seriously. Why did I read that? Talk on talking. I was like, what is he saying? Talk on taking your health seriously. Yes, yes, yes. Another example is Steve Jobs, by the way, who went
Mm.
woo woo when he got cancer. Instead of using modern medicine, he went with the you know tr- uh, alternative medicine route, and then he realized how he screwed himself and died early because of it.
And
So
then it was too late.
imagine it was too late when he found out that he's been stupid. Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube? Blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.